So guys, I did this thing where I set up new monitors. Okay. I've got a bunch of things plugged into my computer, and my computer decided that it was going to rename everything basically. Reset everything, and it was recognizing the monitor as my headphones and everything else, and I had to be like, pause. I had purposely went through and had renamed all of my devices, because if you guys didn't realize this, you can rename your devices on your computer. FYI, if you didn't know that. So I renamed all of my devices. And basically now I have to go back and rename them again because they're no longer they're no longer those devices. It's like, "Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's what I wanted so much." But y'all have no idea how much I needed the new monitors. Cup of Joe, thank you for being a 3-month subscriber over on Twitch. I appreciate that. But I needed the monitors. I needed to change out what stand they were on. I need to make them lower, just a little bit lower. That's a different thing I gotta figure out, but I've got everything else figured out. I'm no longer looking up like this to look at my sources because of everything else. Crow, thank you for being a 3-month subscriber on Twitch as well. Thank you. I'm not up on TikTok just yet. I just wanted to share like all of my frustrations on what I just went through in the 2.5 hours since I've been home. Um, well, country on YouTube, it is free to be a subscriber. It's only a fee if you wanted to be a member. And if you are not able to become a member, I understand if you're not able to do it on your own. That's weird, Hungry Harvey. I'm not sure. You're in the landscape one, right? I think I can turn that off for this live. 'Cause I'm not sure what it's doing. Somewhere on here it lets me change it. Who can comment? No, it's set to everyone. Oh no, it's the other one. You're on portrait. Never mind. Haha, you're on the portrait live. The portrait live, I just won't turn that off because it just keeps it maintains it better if I leave that on. Sorry. I'm not sure why it's not recognizing it though. Yeah, I can understand that. Let me see. I'll turn it off and turn it back on, I guess. So we will, it says everyone can comment, so that doesn't make sense. Guys, it's not even showing me that there's any restrictions on it. Yes, TCN, this is live. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have to look at this afterwards. But I'm gonna get TikTok started. I'm sorry about that frustration. I'm sure they will, Raul. I'm sure they will. I expect all of that to occur. Yeah, I know, right, Joey? Like, we are live right now. Right now. Oh man, TikTok has to change too. Oh my goodness. Okay. Settings. Audio settings. No. I need to change. Hello? No. How do I remove that? General settings. Oh, delete audio. Ha, got it. Okay. General settings. I'm fixing everything. I am fixing everything. Hello, everybody. Hello. Where is it? Where are you? There. Oh, goodness. Hi, everybody. Hi. Sorry for all of the confusion. Guys, look, I also have new headphones. They're not supposed to be used for this desk, but I was like trying to move everything and I thought maybe my other headphones were what was causing the issue, so I moved that too. I did a bunch of stuff. Okay, I did a bunch of stuff. I've done a bunch already today with everything, and Hi. It's right next to the other thing I lost. I'm sure I've lost a lot of things. It's quite easy to like misplace things, you know? I do love it when people get like upset about wearing headphones so I can hear people so it's not playing like over a speaker or something. It's very funny. Oh, wow. You guys think you're just so funny. You really do. Oh, mercy. Oh, well, thanks, Crow. I remember you talking about that. Crow, 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 Crow. Where are buttons? Cool. I did a thing. Okay. Guys, if you are tuning in over on TikTok, be sure to hit that follow button if you are new. Double tap that screen as fast as you can. Let's go ahead and get the likes up as high as we possibly can over on TikTok. Wow, the quality in these headphones are so much different than my old ones. I think I might need to buy another one just for this desk. Okay, sorry. My thought process went elsewhere. Yeah. If you are watching on the tubes or on Twitch, please hit that subscribe or follow button either way. And I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Let me get these phone lines open. Sorry for the delay today. It's been a day. I've already missed a phone call. That's fine. And let's get some W Feisties in the chat. If you W Feisty for sending out 10 gifted memberships. If you received a membership from Feisty, be sure to thank Feisty for sending you a membership because that's very sweet of her. Guys, that is the easiest and cheapest way to support my live is in order to become a member, gift out memberships. I super appreciate it. It is literally the cheapest way to support. And hi, Glitchco. Glitcho. There we go. From Polly. Hi. It is so sweet. And so thank you guys for being here. We'll go ahead and do some things. But yeah, W Feisty in the chat if you guys are able to help as well. That is the easiest way. We do have super chats, gifts, bits, and subscriptions and super fans all available across all of these wonderful platforms. I'm on a bunch of them, so please forgive me on that one here. Hey, for the person that wants to say I'm obnoxious, if you think that, like, then I suggest you just stop seeing me. You missed me on purpose. That's cute. I like that one, actually. Oh, I'm gonna have to change these settings too. Ha. Okay, before I even try to take a call, I need to change these settings. Boom. Boom. And boom. All right, those are all changed. Everything is changed and updated. Let me do my other thing here. Everything is all over the place. I'm still like readjusting to everything that I'm doing. Oh God, that's echoey. I wonder why. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, how's it going?
Going well. How are you?
Not too bad. Had to kick a cat off my lap. He was thinking he could just.
Okay, give me 1 second, all right? Sorry, it's echoing like crazy and I'm trying to fix it. Yeah, no, you don't hear it. It sounds like it's like a God echo. Sorry. I just muted him for right now. Well, not muted him. I put him on hold. What the heck? Advanced. I already did that and it didn't do anything. That is the insane. I don't know why. Y'all, you don't understand. Trying to fix stuff is not fun, right? What if I do that? Testing?
Yep. Sounds
Okay.
good.
I fixed it. All right, we're good. All right, I'm sorry. That was a holy echo. I don't know. Like, have you ever heard like the idea of like the God echoes? That's what it sounded like, where it was just like echo, echo. Well, not a God echo, like yelling into a mountainous cavern and just goes echo, 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 echo. That's how
I know
that
what you're
just
talking about.
went. So that was funny and also super annoying, but we fixed it. So,
Cool.
oh man. All right. So you asked me why I don't support Donald Trump. Very simple to put it this way is I don't support a president that actively goes against articles and amendments of the United States Constitution, and I believe he's done that in his current term in office. So I would like for you to try to explain to me why you are still supporting Donald Trump. Like what has he done in his current term in office to earn your continued support?
Well, I really don't support him. I did,
Oh,
but can you say what you first said, because you said he doesn't support the Constitution.
going
What
against
specific amendment?
articles and amendments of the United States Constitution is kind of a deal breaker for me.
What I mean, that's been happening for a very long time by a lot of politicians. So it's not only Trump, but what specific ones would you focus on,
Specifically,
or
Articles
what would you
1,
care?
2, 3, 6, 7, Amendments 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 14, and has joked about, well, also tried to violate the 12th Amendment as well, but joked about violating the 22nd and 25th Amendments. So,
Uh, what
I,
like what particular? I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with you. Honestly, I don't. I think him and a lot of other presidents do violate the majority of
they don't,
constitutional
not the
amendments.
majority. Yes, I agree one unequivocally that there have been like many presidents have in fact violated parts of the Constitution, but not as many as what I just listed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's got kind of their pressure point that really takes them off. I mean, I'm trying to narrow it down so that our conversation isn't so broad that it's tough to pin anything
Sure.
down. You know what
So
I'm talking about?
if you want me to narrow it down, because here we'll go based off of Article 1 and Article 2, right? So Article 1, do you happen to know what are the first three articles of the Constitution?
You're awesome.
Well, just tell me what particular issue gets you, because I mean, we could talk about articles, but it's always based on a specific issue, like immigration or this or that.
All right. And
Because I mean,
sorry.
it's like
You
it's
said
kind
you
of
don't
maybe
support Trump, right?
yeah, but for
Okay.
for
Well,
vastly different reasons. Like
and that's
I wanted
fine. So
I wanted to. So the leftists said that Trump was a fascist, right? I wanted a fascist. I wanted Hitler reincarnate, and I didn't get it. That's why I'm pissed.
and okay, well, go. Please close your front door, lock it, and never step outside again. I'm not saying to hurt yourself or anything, just please don't associate yourself in public ever again. That's all. I think that no one needs to hear from you again in the public space. Oh my goodness. That was definitely an interesting one. Feisty and Hector sent me. I heard good things about how you confront militaristic MAGA about enlisting. You have a new fan. Well, thank you, Sean. I agree. Thank you so. I appreciate that. I do love my good friends. Hector and Feisty. Hecatorac. Call him that next time. What was the question? So I really can't call. I'm in Germany, but who is in? Oh, there is no Beth. couldn't give you a best present. Oh my goodness, the puppers. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, am I on it?
Yes, you are. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
And what has Donald Trump done in his first term back in office or first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
All right, so let me just, I'm going to give you my perspective, right? So I come from, a faith background. So one of the things for me is like, immigration is a big thing, keeping our heritage, right? Race aside, nothing to do with that, just the heritage of America, what we were built on and what the country was built to protect, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I heard the argument about him, the guy's, he's a little erratic, yes, all right. But the point is like, we've entered into a point where we're at $38 trillion in debt. AI is coming. There's not much left to save us as a country, all right? And we've got a lot of enemies. You got to remember that we've made a lot of enemies. So the idea of bringing people in that aren't, it makes sense they still hate us. We go in there, bomb their country. What sense does it make to bring them in? It'd be idiotic to think that they would like us after what we did to them. So that's one of the things. Stopping immigration. Even if you look at countries around the world like Japan. Japan is one of those countries where they're mainly one ethnicity, but they're pretty high society. Very little crime. But when you bring in that immigration, most of these people, they're not looking to change your way of life. They want to stay with their way of life, and that's kind of a problem, right? When you think of longevity and, where's America going to be in the next 30 to 50 years? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be below China? Because personally, I don't think China likes us very much. I wouldn't like us if I was China. So it's like one of those things where, like, I get that we're assholes. It's generally we are, but, like, there's not much we can really do at this point because of the fact that we've got enemies. A lot of people hate us and they want to see our demise. But the problem is, if we fall, who takes our place? Trump's erratic, yes, but like he gets stuff done and he threatens other countries to a point where they can't really make jokes about us because they know we're not someone to play with. He presents a figure that says, "Don't fuck with me, or I'll punch you in the face." So it's kind of one of those things where like, America's kind of falling, and we kind of need. I don't want to say it. Like if you look at Burkina Faso, right? Their military leader, it was a country that was just kind of falling apart. He found out that they produce some of the best mangoes and most of the mangoes in all of Africa. He ended up turning that into one of their biggest export-import things. So now Burkina Faso's on the rise, one of the big countries in Africa, because this military soldier, he got elected in office and decided he wanted to take care of his country first.
Okay, so I'm going to cut off this Gish Gallop here. All right, so let's start with something you said very at the beginning that's quite interesting. All right, sorry, you just went on for about 2.5 minutes.
Oh, you're all good.
Yeah, so you said faith, and then you brought up immigration. What faith do you adhere to?
The faith of Abraham.
So what religion?
They're all three Abrahamic religions. That's what you got to learn.
What religion? What Bible
You
do you
could say
read?
Christianity.
Christianity.
Christianity. I read the
Cool.
Douay Rheims, the first English translated version.
Right. And can you remind me, what does Jesus in the Bible say about immigration or immigrants or sojourner?
Yeah, you could. Okay, so the
Or
problem with that point
sojourner?
is, so here's your. You
Do you
can
know who
say
the
that,
Pope
but here's the
is?
point. Do you know
Do you know
where
who
Jesus
the
was
Pope
born? Do you know
is?
why? Yes,
Where was Jesus born? Please tell me. I must be
Jesus was
ignorant.
born in Bethlehem.
Oh,
Do you know
Bethlehem,
why he was born in
correct.
Bethlehem?
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah,
why?
see,
Because he was going to the land of his father.
uh-huh.
Joseph was going back home to the land of his father because the census said to.
Joseph? Jesus had no
Yes.
father. I don't know if you realize this. His father, he was technically the embodiment of God on earth, was Jesus. Is it not the Virgin Mary? So
yes, the
therefore
Virgin Mary, but
he had no father?
he had an earthly father. If you're
Oh,
going to
an
debate this and you
adopted
know nothing about
father. Yeah,
theology.
wasn't his dad, though. So
So then why were they going to Bethlehem?
cool. So anyway,
Why were they going to
let's
Bethlehem
go
then?
ahead and we'll run through this. Genesis 23:4. I'm a stranger and an alien residing among you. Give me property among you for a burying place that I may bury my dead out of sight. Exodus 23:9. You shall not oppress a sojourner. You know the heart of a sojourner, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt. Deuteronomy 10:19. You shall also love the stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Leviticus 19:33 through 34. When a stranger sojourns with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. You shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. These are just a couple verses, and I can go on for several more. But I'm just going to be very clear that your faith, the faith of Christianity, which Catholicism falls under that umbrella of Christianity, absolutely does not condone the treatments that we are giving immigrants in the United States right now. The Pope
But
has absolutely been a very staunch, loud anti-immigration, like has taken the stance against Trump in the way that he is performing deportations out of the United States, right? So do
so
not
you don't
try
play
to
with
come up
the,
here, and I just want to be
I
clear.
can
If
because you don't
then
know
you
nothing.
then
You
you
know
are
nothing
not a
about the Catholic
Christian,
Church.
sir. Then
Look
you
at the
are
Great
not a
Schism. Look
you
at the
are
Great
not
Schism.
a Christian, sir. If you
You
are
aren't allowed to
okay,
judge me. You
oh, I absolutely can. I didn't say that I am a Christian. Oh, this is a good one. Kyle, I like this one. The Bible says to secure your borders first. Please give me the exact Bible verse. I'm sure you know how to do that. Yeah. Here's the thing that people legitimately forget. Love thy neighbor. Did you forget about that one? Oh wait, you guys think that neighbor means that it has to be your physical proximity when that's not true? He does know the land was taken from indigenous. No, Fizzy, I highly doubt that he understands that philosophy. Yeah, of course that guy's name was Kyle, the commenter. But we'll open this back up to somebody that's trying to engage in a legitimate conversation instead of just gish galloping all the way across. Guys, I just got called a witch. Did I make it? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
We'll open this back up to somebody that's trying to engage in a legitimate conversation instead of just gish galloping.
Can you turn off the stream in the background?
Guys, I just got...
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes,
Awesome. How old are you?
60.
60. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And what specifically has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office to earn your continued support?
He's basically shown the world that we are now back in power, whereas previously we were going downhill, the laughing stock of the whole planet. And now we're basically we're redeemed now through Trump. And he's shown that in many ways with the economy, with the military, and it's just like a totally different country now due to Donald Trump.
Okay. So how exactly are we showing the world that we are, quote, back in power? And then also, can you refer to me back in time, like when we were the superpower of the entire world?
We were the superpower.
When?
But then, pretty much since World War II.
Since World War II, we were the
Right.
superpower. And then can you tell me exactly when we fell out of this?
Sure. Somewhere in the Obama administration to the Biden administration.
And oh, wait. Somewhere between Obama and Biden.
Yeah, we started going downhill.
Oh, okay. And then can you tell me after or during World War II, what made the United States a superpower? What
The
events?
atomic bomb. The atomic bomb.
Oh. So what would require for us to be known as a superpower again? Would it be the same event happening again? So another atomic bomb would need to be necessary to make us a superpower? Because if that's what made us a superpower the first time, then it would stand to reason that the only way that we can go back to being a superpower is if we dropped another atomic bomb or a nuclear weapon on another country.
Well, pretty much that almost happened with Iran. It was called bunker busters.
That's not an atomic
But
bomb.
it could have been. Right. It could have been, though.
No, it could not have been. If we had dropped, I don't. Do you understand what the phrase of
awesome.
mutually assured destruction?
Yes, that was basically in the 80s between the Soviet Union and the U.S.
Oh, it just evaporated after the 80s?
No, what happened is the USSR pretty much disintegrated. It just split up.
Pretty much
all
disintegrated?
Yeah, it just pretty much evaporated. It's Russia basically now. It's just Russia. And countries like Ukraine actually had atomic weapons, nuclear weapons, but they gave them back to Russia. And pretty much they started going downhill. And the mutually assured destruction will not be an issue anymore because of Trump, because he's going to have what's called the Golden Dome. And it's going to surround the whole United States.
The Golden Dome is going to block a nuclear weapon.
Yep. It's something Trump has been working on. And Trump knows a lot about it because his uncle was an actual nuclear physicist and told Trump a lot about nuclear weapons and the destructive power. And this Golden Dome will eliminate MAD.
Are you the same guy? Hold on. Your voice now sounds a little bit familiar, and I am curious about this. Are you the same guy that says that we have lasers on ships that are going to blow things up, like Star Trek?
They do, yes. Pretty much like
what is actually here? I just want to know something. What is wrong with the implementation of lasers? Like, do you understand why the implementation of lasers is only singular faceted and not multifaceted? It's a singularity and not multifaceted.
What it only fires one time, or
no.
I don't know.
In the current system, right? Like how lasers would be utilized. What is wrong? Like, why are they not multifaceted? Do you understand that question? The implementation of them are not multifaceted.
You lost me, honestly. Multifaceted?
Lasers.
What do you mean?
Are you imagining that lasers on, let's say, a battleship are going to be like the Death Star in Star Wars?
Pretty much.
And what was the thing with the Death Star? Like, how did that laser go?
It would just disintegrate whatever it
okay.
focused on.
I'm going to help you out because you're not understanding. All right. A laser can only go in a singular direction. And the way that it has any destructive power is through heat. It is not some kind of like, we're going to shoot a laser and things are going to automatically blow up. Because we're not
Well,
in Star Wars or Star Trek.
You're awesome.
that was earlier something I was talking about with the new battleships, and that's all I was mentioning.
No, I just wanted to make sure because the idea that a nuclear, the Golden Dome can stop a nuclear weapon.
That's what Trump says.
Yeah, I
Golden
understand
Dome.
that he says it, that's incorrect in the implementation.
Well, that's enough to scare Russia.
Oh, it's enough to
and
scare Russia.
China.
Can you tell me something? So the Golden Dome system is modeled after Israel's their defense system, right? Because they actually have a defense shield. It's modeled after them. So is that capable? Has Yisrael ever said that that's capable of stopping a nuclear weapon?
Well, that Israel shield stopped
The Iron Dome.
like 500. Okay, the Iron Dome stopped like 500 missiles that were fired from Iran.
Yeah. Does it?
How do you think?
Does it have the capacity to stop? Have they ever reported that it has the capacity to stop a nuclear weapon?
Well, you mean a nuclear weapon being sent via a missile or via some other form? If it's a missile, that's the whole purpose. That's the whole point, is to stop a missile. But now they have hypersonic missiles, but I don't know if the Golden Dome is more advanced than the Iron Dome. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
well, I
it's at
will
least
just let
some
you know
protection.
that you may continue to believe every single word that Donald Trump comes out of his mouth. I'm sure tomorrow he's going to tell you that the sky is orange, and you should 1000% believe that the sky is in fact orange. All right.
Well,
I can't with Grandpa. Okay.
You're awesome.
I cannot with Grandpa. Stop resisting. Thank you for the jewels, Brinton. I don't know who that is, so I don't really care. Lasers on sharks. I think he's confused. He's definitely confused. Thank you, Phantom, for the bits. I will get to the rest of you in a second. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And how old are you?
I'm 24.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, I am supporting his actions in Venezuela, but I do not support Trump entirely.
Oh, thank you, Queen V, for the 5 over on the Green app. Says thank you for being my favorite streamer. Well, I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. Okay, so is that the only thing you support of Donald Trump?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, obviously, border security is great and all, but I mean, obviously Joe Biden did that. I was just hearing you talking about mutually assured destruction and lasers.
Yeah, Grandpa.
So I wanted to talk about that.
No, I'm okay. I don't like carrying on Grandpa's delusional conversation.
Sorry, excuse me?
I'm not continuing on that Grandpa's delusional conversation.
Well, I mean, it's not super delusional in the sense that, MAD is kind of a speculative thing. And if we're talking about Russia, I mean, sure, they might have a bunch of nukes, but how operational are these nukes? Are they even taken care of? And most of them are tactical and not even strategic.
Nobody understands boundaries. Okay. Well, I'm
Well,
glad you like that.
I mean,
Thanks.
you wanted to debate, but all right, man.
No, I specifically said I wasn't continuing on Grandpa's conversation, and then you did it anyway. So yes, that was me saying I'm not continuing this line of thinking or this line of conversation, and you did it anyway. So
I mean,
And you said the only reason you still support Trump or you have any support for Trump is Venezuela. So you're not a real staunch supporter. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes,
How old are you?
I'm 24.
No, you're not. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 20.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
What is it? Yeah, I voted for Donald Trump.
That's not the question that I asked.
So what is it?
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Of course.
Of
I
course.
voted for him.
Okay. What has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
What has Donald Trump done?
Specifically.
Specifically, as soon as he got in office, he signed an executive order banning that gender insanity garbage, making it where there's only
okay.
two genders.
I'm gonna tell you something. So on Thursday, there's this excellent show that goes live because I assume that you found me on YouTube Shorts. There's this excellent show that goes live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern that you should call in. It's on Jimmy Snow and the Line, and if you want to debate their existence, feel free to go have that conversation with someone that identifies as transgender and not a cishet white woman. So have a great day. Lord have fucking mercy. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
yes,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
You are. And what specifically has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office to earn your continued support?
Well, I mean, there's a running list of things. I mean, do you want a short answer or do you want?
What specifically?
Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017.
Oh, I'm sorry. What year are we currently in?
The year I fucked your mom. Oh,
Oh, like I would actually care about that. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
Hail Hitler, you ugly.
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
No.
No. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What year did you graduate high school?
2022, the year after COVID.
Gotcha. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, you've asked me this before.
Oh, that's okay. And you're masking how your voice really sounds. Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I am. Goodness, I can't hear this on the stream, but
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. That was an accident. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 51.
51. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
And what specifically has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
Oklahoma. So the first thing he has done is lowered my gas prices.
Okay.
When he first took into office,
Mm-hmm.
he went into office January 20th. On the 21st,
Mm-hmm.
I took a snapshot of the gas prices. It was at $2.36,
Okay.
and now in Oklahoma, it's at either depends on where you go at, $1.95, $1.99,
Mm-hmm.
$2.01.
Okay. And what else?
Hello?
Hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, everyone hears you.
Okay.
Cool. What else?
Oh.
Thank you, Dan, for the 25 over on the Blue app said for helping.
Sorry, there was something wrong with the phone.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. I couldn't tell you why your phone's not hearing me.
Now I got you on Bluetooth, so. But lowering my gas prices for one,
Okay.
and then egg prices. Last Christmas, because
Egg prices.
in Oklahoma,
Okay, what else?
when I went,
No, you don't have to keep talking to me about Oklahoma. It's fine. I'm literally writing down your main points. So we have lowered gas prices. We have egg prices. What else?
immigration
Immigration. Okay.
and making no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Basically making our country
Making country what?
making our country just a little bit safer.
Making
You're awesome.
country safer. Okay. Now, if we go over to lowered gas prices, I want to go ahead and dig into this for a second. Can you tell me specifically what policy Donald Trump signed into law that lowered gas prices literally the following day after he was elected into office?
That part I can't tell you, but over
Okay.
time,
Oh, no,
over time.
again, so I'm going to be clear. I don't care about your personal experience in Oklahoma. Your personal experience is just that it's your personal experience, okay? So, the reason I'm asking this question is because if there has been no policy or an agreement signed or made with another place, right, that would effectuate the lowering of gas prices, you can't give him that credit, right?
If he opened up the leases for the oil to be drilled,
Correct.
taken out of
So
the ground,
he didn't do that immediately. He didn't do that on his first day. And by the way, these leases have not yet been utilized. There has been no new oil rigs set up in the year of 2025. Nothing new opened up to effectuate the lowering the cost of gas that you pay at the pump.
so why are the gas prices so low?
Sure. Do you know what OPEC is?
Yeah, okay. I didn't think we were still a part of OPEC, but
We're not a part of OPEC. That's
okay.
I was just
OPEC,
asking you
I
if you
thought
know
there
what it
was
is.
yes, I know what it is.
Cool. So the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries?
Yes.
Cool. So this is a external that's outside of the United States, right? OPEC is not a part of them. All right. They're in fact headquartered out of Austria. Okay.
Okay.
They increased the amount that they were producing in oil.
Okay.
And so because they have flooded the market within the United States of America, that is why the cost of gas has decreased. We also see that as a result of them opening up their floodgates, right, and drilling more, because they had, I believe it was about 4 billion barrels a day that they were only producing previously. They had actually bumped it up over the summer months to be about like 100, like 10 billion, right? Might be off, might not be billion with a B, it might be million with an M. But they increased how much they were producing a day, how much they were drilling a day, and how much they were putting out to the market, which then decreased the cost per barrel that the United States was purchasing, right? And what we've seen as a result is that American oil companies like Chevron, like just to name like a big one that people should know, have announced and started layoffs that started in October of 2025. We had about 10 different United States oil companies that announced that they were going to be doing massive layoffs. Some of it was due to the cost of the price of barrel going down and it being unsustainable for them, and they needed to cut costs in order to maintain their profit margin, right? So we have Chevron, Exxon, Halliburton, to name a few. Some of them did also say that they made poor decisions, and that's why they needed to cut costs and lay off some people. Not going to deny that, right? But the majority of them stated that it's because the price per barrel went down, and that's why they needed to save their profit margin, and that's what they wanted to do. So the reason why, predominantly, the cost of gas went down is because OPEC decided to start flooding the market again.
Yeah, well, I would figure that since Trump was in the office, that since we were pumping more of our
We're not.
our own oil.
We're
well,
not.
Seems funny to then we would be buying less foreign oil.
Yeah,
So-
but we're not pumping more oil. We've had some refineries close in 2025. No new ones have opened.
Okay, which oil refineries has closed?
Offhand, I couldn't tell you exactly where, but I know
Maybe
there
in
have been
California.
a few. No, in Texas, actually. Couldn't tell you where they
Really?
exactly were.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to eggs.
Yeah.
How has
So
the price of eggs gone down?
what policy did Donald Trump enact to lower the cost of eggs?
I have no idea.
Fantastic,
But with
because
his
there was
egg-
not a singular policy that he lowered the cost of eggs. Not a single policy that he enacted to lower the cost of eggs. Not one. What occurred was the bird flu kind of eradicated itself and died off.
Okay. But you also have to understand that even if the OPEC market did flood the
Oh, now we're
gates
back to gas.
of more oil, well, I'm just saying the fact that if you have lower gas prices, lower fuel prices, that reduces the cost of food prices that goes to your grocery store.
Oh, okay.
So
So
then-
again, I just want to be clear. Again, that is not any policy that Donald Trump enacted.
Well, if Mr. Joe Biden, do you think the gas prices would stay the same, or the egg prices would stay the same?
Yeah, the egg
If
prices
he was still
also
in
would
office?
have. Again, bird flu ended. There was a reason why egg prices went up, and that was
Okay.
because of an epidemic or a pandemic that hit
You're
the avian
awesome.
individuals, right? Like the avian crew, right? That hit the chickens. There's
Okay.
literally a reason why. Okay.
Okay. But the gas prices, energy affects so many stuff that goes on in the United States. So if it's high, then everything cost goes up. If it's low, then the prices
Cool.
go down. So
I
one affects
love
the other.
that. Hey, can you tell me something real quick?
Simple economics.
Can you tell me
Simple
something real
economics.
quick? I know you want to say that
What?
and you can repeat that. That's fine. When did the Republican Party start believing in participation trophies? A powerhouse.
I don't think they did, but
Oh, they
okay.
didn't. Okay. So do you understand that when I'm asking you specifically what policy was enacted by Donald Trump in order to effectuate the lowering in the cost of eggs or the cost of gas? And he did not pass a singular policy that actually enacted these prices lowering, you are there, in fact, giving him a participation trophy for simply existing and being in office at the time that these things occurred.
Well, you can say you can go on that argument, but let's just go back to 2020 when President Trump left and Joe Biden took office.
You're awesome.
Oh,
Guess what happened?
when did Joe Biden take office?
Everything went up.
When did Joe Biden take
2020.
office?
Or 2021, whatever.
There we go, 2021. Actually, what we saw was that during Donald Trump's presidency, the cost of oil was already increasing. It only dropped for 1 month for an all-time, well, not an all-time low, but like a low for his entire presidency because gas prices were still lower under Obama, even though he liked to say differently. Okay. But to be very clear, it only dropped for 1 month, and that was April of 2020. And the reason why it dropped for that 1 month is because Donald Trump signed the OPEC Plus deal, where he got OPEC countries to agree to lower their production for the next 2 years of oil, therefore reducing the amount that was going into our market. Because the American oil companies like Exxon, Chevron, Halliburton said that it was eating up, like nobody was traveling. They weren't making their money off of their barrels. It was too low for them to continue, right? To sell it as it was. And since it was eating into their profit margin, and they begged him. They begged him, do something about it, please. So he called up OPEC, made a deal, and they agreed to lower their production. They cut it in half. And they agreed to hold it at that same production level for the next 2 years. And that's what, as everything reopened, that caused the incline to go up in the price of gas as people were then traveling. But the United States oil producers were not able to completely keep up with the demand. And then even after that 2-year expiration date, OPEC did not increase how many barrels they were producing in a day.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
So next,
and we can even
so
put
next
that
topic.
on the screen. Hold on. We'll put that up here. From during that time specifically, where our own EIA.gov even talked about it. Yeah, OPEC Plus production cuts drive up sour crude oil price around the world. Because it didn't just affect us, it affected the entire world.
Okay.
And then even within this, it will even show you, it'll send you to their websites, exactly where they announced it. Straight to OPEC's own website, opec.org, with their press release, where they talked about cutting their production. And keeping it cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's just see how the gas prices goes.
Sure. And if you want to again, I'm gonna give this to you again. Unless he has given you a very specific policy that he has published, signed into law, then stop giving him a participation trophy for simply being in office at the time that these things lowered.
Okay, well.
Because that's what you're doing.
Well, I'm not. I'm just stating the fact that prices are lower on some things.
Yep. And you're giving Donald Trump credit for it because these were the first two things. These were the first two things that you stated as the reason why you are still supporting Donald Trump, because your gas prices are lower. So again, you are giving him a participation trophy for simply being in office at the time that gas prices lowered. Mind you, at this time, just to be very clear, on average across the entire United States, the first time that this administration's gas prices, on average, according to their own EIA.gov, right, were less than 2024's numbers was October of 2025. For the rest of the year, on average, across the entire United States, it was higher than Joe Biden's numbers for 2024.
No, congratulations.
There is no congratulations to be had, sir. I am just simply stating statistical data.
Well, the fact of the matter is, the prices of everything is what matters to the 95% of American people and that lives in the United States today. So the question is, would you rather pay $5 for a gallon, or would you rather pay
You haven't paid
$2.15 a
$5
gallon?
for a gallon of gas, and I highly doubt you ever paid $5 in Oklahoma, right?
Well,
Since
the
2022.
closest is $3.99.
Oh my God.
The
I'm
closest was
gonna, yeah,
$3.99.
exactly. So you never paid $5. So you even bringing that up, you just invalidated your own point. You have never
No,
paid
because
$5 a gallon in Oklahoma. Never. You literally just admitted that. You said the highest that I got in Oklahoma was $3.99. You have quite literally contradicted yourself and invalidated your own point by even stating, like being like, well, do you want to pay $5 a gallon in gas? But I've never even paid $3.99. That was like the highest it's ever gotten to. Like you quite literally
okay,
invalidated it. Okay.
okay,
Similarly
but
enough, how I don't
Oklahoma's
give,
not.
I'm gonna help you out with something real quick. Similarly enough, how I don't give Donald Trump credit for lowering gas prices, I also don't hold Joe Biden accountable, nor do I even give Donald Trump credit for lowering the gas prices for a singular month, even though it was his direct policy that affected the price of gas from April of 2020 all the way through the end of Joe Biden's presidency, up until April of 2025, when OPEC finally announced on their own that they were going to start producing more oil. So for 5 years straight, I can absolutely blame Donald Trump for signing the OPEC Plus deal for why the prices of gas went up for the last 5 years, minus 1 month of low.
Okay,
Yes, because he signed a
but
direct deal
okay,
with OPEC.
okay. Take that to the side. Do you believe that most voters who vote in every presidential election, every midterm election, do you agree that they vote by their pocketbook?
No, I believe that most people vote by what they think they know without doing even surface level research.
So I don't know where you live. I don't know what the area code 720 is. I have no idea. But right now, the last time I paid was $1.99.
I'm
What was,
done.
I mean,
We're done with gas, my guy.
no, wait. I'm just
Again,
asking you a
no,
question.
no, you're not asking me a question.
How much?
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. You're going to stop for a second. I'm going to be very clear with you again. I don't know how many times I have to say this, and I'm going to say it one last time. Donald Trump has done absolutely nothing, zero, to lower the cost of your gas at your local gas station. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Nothing. Zero, zilch. He hasn't signed anything into law. He hasn't signed an executive order. We have not increased our production in 2025, but what we do see is that OPEC increased their production in 2025. Foreign oil is what is coming into our markets and lowering our cost of gas. Okay? So stop giving Donald Trump a participation trophy for simply existing.
Okay.
Because that's what you're doing.
No tax. Okay, what about no tax, no tips? Or no tax on tips and no tax on overtime?
Yeah,
That's
I
just signed
actually,
into
so
law.
interesting. Do you happen to work a job that pays overtime?
Yes, if I do work it, yes.
Okay. And is your overtime pay, that 1.5%, still being taxed?
Yes.
Ah. So what does the law actually say for the no tax on overtime?
Anything that you make over 40 hours will not be taxed.
Oh, but your overtime pay is still being taxed. That you just agreed to that. So what does the law say?
Okay, well, obviously you have it in front of your face, so
No, I'm
why don't
actually
you
just
tell me what it says?
looking at myself on the screen. I'm not looking at anything.
Okay, so what does it say?
Do you know what a tax credit is?
Yes, kind of like a child tax credit. If you
Well,
have a child,
technically
you
it's a
get $1,000 credit, a tax deduction.
Yeah. No, see, a credit is different from a deduction.
Okay.
In this case, it's actually just a deduction. So, what does a deduction do when you file your taxes?
Lower your tax bill?
You know, I will give you a pass on that one. That's not technically the correct phrasing. It lowers
Well,
your
I'm
tax
not a CPA,
obligation. No,
so-
it's fine. That's why I was like, it lowers your tax obligation,
Okay.
right? So when you are
Yeah.
giving a tax deduction, what it is doing, it is adjusting your overall gross income and lowering your obligation for what you owe to the IRS. And it is $12,500 in an entire year. That is the max that you can
That's the
receive a
max
deduction
you can
in
do in overtime?
as a deduction. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So it is limited and it is only for 3 years. I believe that it is a good start. I do believe that it is not expansive enough. And I believe that there's also a reason that he only allowed it to be for the next 3 years. It literally expires December 31st, 2028.
Okay. That's enough for the election.
Yeah. Because he wants individuals such as yourself to cry about why your tax deduction went away. This doesn't affect your
Wow.
paycheck on a day-to-day basis, and you've already proven that.
Wow. Okay.
And I just want to be
So-
clear that the only thing that a tax deduction does when it lowers when it changes your overall amount of your adjusted gross income is if you were self-employed, for example. So like no tax on tip, also a great start, but again, not expansive enough. It has a cutoff. It's up to only $25,000 an entire year. All of these things. What a tax deduction does is it lowers what your gross income is. And if you were someone that is self-employed or that works tips, and in order to show your income to purchase a home, you no longer now show enough to potentially qualify for a home. It has the
Okay.
potentiality of lowering someone's ability to buy a home, get an extended credit, and things like that.
Okay. Okay. Next item is immigration.
What about it?
Are you for putting illegals out of the country?
What makes
Do
someone
we have
illegal?
an immigration
What makes someone
coming
illegal?
here, coming over here without papers, without documentation saying that they have a right to be here, a lack of a visa card, a lack of a green card, anything coming over the border and just hiding out with their families and then working for some construction company and just getting paid underneath the table.
Hmm.
So, do you think we have an immigration crisis?
I believe that individuals who have been convicted of violating the law absolutely should be deported from our country. I personally believe in mass amnesty.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Why? Because we have
Why?
already, sorry, if you would actually let me talk, I would be able to.
I'm letting you. That's why I asked why.
Cool. So I believe in mass amnesty because even this administration has acknowledged that we don't have enough people in order to replace individuals. Like, we don't have enough working people in order to replace the retirement individuals, people that are going into retirement, right? So unfortunately, we do need to supplement our employments or our people that are going into retirement with immigration, right? So when it further
True.
goes into this, right? The reason why I believe in mass amnesty is because, yes, they may have come over through a non-port of entry. That does not, quote, automatically make them illegal. And unless they are convicted of said crime, they are not a criminal according to our own legal justice system. And if there is any employer that is paying any individual less than the minimum wage set by the state or the federal government, right? They are violating the workman's law, right? The Fair Labor Standard Law that was passed 60 years ago, right? Because it's regardless of documentation status, you are required to be paid at bare minimum your state minimum wage or the federal minimum wage, whichever one is higher. And the reason why I believe in the mass amnesty is because we can put them back on a pathway to citizenship. Especially if they're already working and they haven't been convicted of a crime. I would even say go far as to say that as long as no one has been accused of a crime outside of 8 U.S. Code 1325, U.S. Code 1326, or U.S. Code 1327.
Well, my wife has a friend that married a immigrant from Turkey, and they got married in Turkey. She flew all the way to Turkey just to get married and then came back, but he was still stuck in Turkey. He was applying for citizenship. You know how long it took him to get citizenship? Before they will actually let him on a plane to come to the United States of America?
I'm sure it took a long time, sir. And see this, and I just want to be very clear with you on something. When you're going to make this hypothetical line, like that there's this line, sure. The
No, it's
line is
true.
backed
It's
up.
true.
No, I'm going to help you out with something. The line is backed up. It is clogged up, right? And it's not moving fast enough for people to get through it. So there is no, quote, line, unless you can tell me where it is exactly where I can hop in line and wait in that line.
Awesome.
The line does not exist.
It took him 2
It
years
is a
to get in.
misconception. Oh, okay. It only took him 2 years. Good for him. That's actually abnormal. Very much not normal.
Okay. But when Joe Biden has no control over the border when he was in office, and then you had Kamala Harris had one job to do to make sure the border was making sure the right people came in. She couldn't even do that.
They were being
That's why
vetted, and
she didn't win.
they were being vetted when they came through the border. That is common misinformation. If you would even listen to anything that Mayorkas said when he was interviewed by Congress, shushies. Also, it was never her job. Border czar is not a fucking title within the United States of America.
Well, he put her in charge of it, and she couldn't even
No,
do that.
he did not. He put her charge in in charge of one singular thing. Are you able to state what exactly it is? Yes or no?
What is?
What was the exact job given to her? It is quite exact.
Putting her in charge of the border.
That's not what it
was her
was.
job.
You are wrong. I'm going to help you out with something. She was literally put in charge of investigating and finding out the root cause of migration from the Northern Triangle countries, Guatemala, Honduras, and Venezuela. And that's what she did. She was not in charge of the border.
Well, when you have, I looked this up. Can't remember the towns, but there was 2 towns in Texas and 1 town in Georgia, for God's sakes. That was, and I looked this up on USAFacts.com, and they said that these 3 towns, 2 towns in Texas, 1 in Georgia, was literally receiving like 1,100 to 1,500 immigrants a day.
Oh, okay. And you saw this where?
Being on USAFacts.com.
USAFacts.com. So I'm going to pull this up. USA Facts. And you said 11,000 a day in Georgia?
No. 1,100 to 1,500.
Oh, okay. USA 1,100.
100 to 1,500.
Uh-huh.
It
Illegal
fluctuates.
immigrants a day in Georgia.
And in 2 towns in Texas.
Interesting. Nothing I can find on that. Oh, yeah. The first one that comes up is how many immigrants are in Georgia? About 1.3 million in 2024 as the overall total. Wow. You're doing such a
Okay.
great job to prove your point. Sir, I am going to move on because you are boring. And we've gone through something and you just keep circling.
Well,
I'm
everything
sorry.
is debatable. Everything is debatable.
It's not. Facts are
So,
not debatable. They are quite literally not.
If
You
the
believe in
country,
alternative
if there's
facts.
lower prices, that's easier.
Stop giving. For real. Stop giving.
pandering to the Democratic.
Stop
pandering to the
giving.
Democratic
I'm not.
Party.
Stop giving Donald Trump a participation trophy for simply being in office. Okay?
If it's low.
That's all. Why are you so heavily believing in participation trophies now? I sincerely want to know why MAGA now so heavily believes in participation trophies. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello. Thank you for calling my stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 44.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, so not really.
Yeah, I definitely still support him more than I would support Kamala Harris or Biden running right now.
Oh, okay. Well, neither of them are viable options to be president, so that's dumb.
Okay, so even Newsom, I wouldn't support him because all the liberal BS is going on in California. Where
Oh,
there
okay.
is $5 to
Well,
$6 a
again,
gallon
they're
gas.
not capable of
They don't have
taking
to pay
over.
$5 to $6 a gallon gas.
Hi. Can you tell me, is there any singular person right now that is capable of taking over office of any of the individual that you currently listed?
I would say, yeah, JD Vance.
Oh, no, sorry, you didn't list JD Vance, did you?
I
Who you
wouldn't
listed
say
Joe
that would be
Biden,
a good
Kamala
list.
Harris, and Gavin Newsom. Are any of those 3 individuals capable of taking over political office as the president right this second? Yes or no?
No, they wouldn't because
No, they're not
Trump is
able
still in.
to. Your point is invalid. Have a great day. That's so fucking stupid. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
What's that? Hello?
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to speak about what your message
Hi.
says.
How old are you?
I'm 60 years old.
Awesome. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Okay, well, first of all, that's a
Okay.
false.
We're not able to answer direct questions, it seems. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, MAGA biatch.
Oh, can you give me more than 5 words yet?
Yep. MAGA biatch.
That's
MAGA
only
biatch.
4. That's only
MAGA
3.
biatch.
That's only
MAGA
3.
biatch.
That's
MAGA
only
biatch.
3.
MAGA biatch.
So I'm still waiting for those 5 words.
MAGA biatch.
So that's still only 3. Have you found the next 5 words? Like, are you capable of 5 words?
Trump's your daddy, ho.
Still not 5 words.
Trump's your daddy, ho.
That's only 4.
MAGA biatch.
That's only 3.
I bet you smell like fish.
That's still not 5.
You must not be very good at math.
Oh, wow. You finally did it.
MAGA biatch.
Okay. Hey, dude, if you find me so offensive, then I suggest you stop finding me.
MAGA biatch.
Okay. Bye, Pookie Pie. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
How are you? I am 38.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
And what exactly has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
I like the unleashing the energy bill.
Okay. And what exactly did that do? Can you quantify the exact effects of that bill?
These
And also,
type of
can you
bills,
verify if it is, is that a bill or an executive order?
that's an executive order. And I'll clarify, these type of executive orders, usually what they do is dictate
It's an executive
some other.
order. Gotcha. So can you tell me something else real quick? Are executive orders law?
Can I clarify?
Are executive orders law?
No, they're not law.
Okay, perfect.
So what the executive orders do is that they tell other agencies what to do and follow instructions. They also
Other
can
agencies, what kind of
revoke,
agencies?
like Department of Interior, for example,
Oh,
or
so
some.
federal agencies?
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
You're
perfect.
right.
Just making sure we're drilling down into the correct thing.
Yeah. So what they do is that, and they can also revoke other orders. For example, that particular
Yeah,
executive
I'm
order that
aware
I
of all
named.
of that. Let's stick on this one.
Okay, so that executive order that I mentioned revoked many executive orders that Joe Biden imposed around the 2021.
Which ones exactly? And then tell me what they did.
Oh, yeah, sure. For example, executive order from January, most of them are for January 2021, which are protecting environment and restoring. And I can mention,
What
you
are the
mentioned that,
executive order numbers?
sure, executive order 13990, executive order 13992, executive order 14008, 007, 27, 30, 37, 57, 72.
Hey, Pookie Pie. Let's try going slower. Do you notice how I haven't talked really fast to you but you just want to rattle off numbers? But I haven't done that to you, nor have I done that to anybody else on the stream so far today. So let's try this again. We have 13990, 13992. What else?
14008.
14008.
14007.
007.
14013.
13.
The same three numbers and 27.
Oh, okay. So gotcha.
And then 14030.
14030.
Yes.
And then 37. Okay. And let's
57.
see. And then what else did I ask you in my question? Can you repeat back what I asked you?
Yeah, you asked me what are the executive orders and what do they do?
And what did they do? Okay, so let's start with 13990. What exactly did that executive order do?
That executive order was immediately after Biden's inauguration, and it killed the Keystone Pipeline launch.
Oh, the Keystone Pipeline is up and running, sir. It's been up and running since before Trump's first presidency. Since 2012, I believe, is when it actually opened up.
No, XL Pipeline.
Oh,
It's
the
a new.
Keystone XL pipeline. Can you remind me, and I just want to test something here. What year was who was president in 2018?
2018 was Donald Trump.
And
The
who was
executive order was
Yeah,
in
yeah,
January
hold on.
2021.
Pause. Let me work it through here. Okay, like let me work this through here with you. And who was president in 2020?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. And so are you familiar with the fact that there was a Supreme Court case directly regarding the Keystone XL pipeline that was squashed by the Montana Supreme Court in 2018, where it determined that they could not continue building it?
Yeah, I'm aware
You
of that.
are
and
aware of that.
they-
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then what did the United States Supreme Court with a at that time it was a 5-3, 5-4 conservative majority decide in 2020?
To kill it off, and
To
the
kill it
people
off.
complained.
Fantastic. The United States
Yeah.
Supreme Court kicked it back to the Montana Supreme Court ruling, meaning that the Keystone XL pipeline was dead and squashed in the year, our Lord, 2020, by our
Yeah.
United States Supreme Court.
Yeah,
In all,
and then
in
they
all,
fought.
in
They
all,
fought
in
to
all.
open it
Sorry,
again.
sir. You literally cannot fight against the United States Supreme Court final ruling. They are literally the highest court in the land. All right?
So if
No,
if
no,
they
no, no,
can,
no,
if
no.
they're
Can
the
you?
highest
Let's try
court
this
in the
again.
land, why
Can you
did
fight
Biden
against
had
a
to
United
squash it
States?
again?
Okay. He didn't squash it. This is how I know you didn't read the executive order. And this is why I love asking these questions. The executive order itself, all it did was revoke the permits that were literally already done. They were ineffective. They could not be used further because it was already killed off by the Montana Supreme Court ruling and then upheld with the United States Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court of the United States of America, our highest court in the land. And all Joe Biden did was revoke the permits for that specific pipeline. And if TC, the energy company, TC Energy, wants to get new permits, I'm sure for a fact that Donald Trump will issue new permits for them to build a whole other pipeline that's not going through indigenous land.
And is that active right now?
I don't know.
Okay, so you mentioned that OPEC, there was a regulation in
So you
2020.
can't even admit that you were wrong? Can you concede at all that you were wrong about the Keystone XL pipeline?
There was a executive. I just
Are
stated
you
the fact there was
capable of
executive.
conceding at all that you were wrong about the Keystone XL pipeline?
But did Biden not open executive order in 2021 on
Can
January
you?
20?
This is a simple yes or no question. This is a binary question. Binary meaning
Yes.
that you only have one of two options.
Yes, I
Are
was
you
wrong. Can
okay?
we move on, please?
Yes, now we can move on because at least you can that just proves that you're having an intelligent conversation.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Can we move to the OPEC argument that you brought up earlier about how the gas prices went up?
Because of the OPEC Plus deal?
Yeah, I agree with that in some part, and in some other part, there was many executive orders that Joe Biden enacted that caused the gas price to get out of control.
How do
And-
no, I want a serious question to this one. How do executive orders affect gas prices? Explain it
That's
to me
a
like I'm
really good
5.
question.
Yeah, explain
That's
to
a
me
really
how an
good question.
executive order that can only tell federal agencies what to do, that you've already agreed to that fact, that executive orders can only tell federal agencies what to do. They cannot affect private companies, and they are not law. So tell me in explicit detail how executive orders can affect the price of gas.
So I'll explain it. As I mentioned earlier, executive orders direct, for example, in January 2027 or 2021, Biden directed the Interior Department via
Wait,
an
in
executive
January
order to stop
2027,
oil and
guys,
natural
Biden
gas
went into the
leases.
future.
Am I able to speak?
You said January 27 of, like, you said January 2027, sir. I didn't know that we went into the future.
January 27, 2021, Biden
There you
directed the
go.
Interior
You
Department.
missed the year.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me. It directed the Interior Department to stop oil and natural gas leases on federal lands and public waters. And at that time, the gas was $2.39 on average on the nation.
Yeah. And so let's try this again. Okay.
So
were they already
so
drilling
you-
on there, or did they just stop new drilling?
So I'll continue because there's
Did they
obviously
stop
there's
new drilling, or did they just stop like current drilling? Which one is it?
ma'am, when the
Did they
Interior
stop?
Secretary
No, dude. Did they stop new drilling, or did they stop current drilling?
new drilling.
They stopped new drilling. Fantastic. So would not have any impact on gas prices because it just stopped them from drilling somewhere brand new that they hadn't even set up rigs at yet.
Ma'am, I have 20 points to go over this that led
Oh,
to the
I'm not
increase in gas
dealing with
prices.
a list. If you
Can
want to
I
go read a list to your friends, I'm not listening to a list from you.
I made this.
Okay. We'll try this again. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Niggers fucking stink.
Okay. All right, we'll go through this real quick. So going into Iran to stop them from getting nukes is okay for Trump. Why didn't he go into North Korea to stop them from getting nukes? I don't know, my guy. They don't have any logical consistency. So we've got that. Trump also said windmills are killing wells, so they're that. Sorry, so there is that. They also cause cancer. Yeah, that's always funny. Barbaric, thank you for the bits. Thank you for the jewels, all of the jewels. Thank you, Sean, for gifting out a membership. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for all the jewels. Hey, little unicorn, thank you, honey. Thank you for the I love you. I appreciate that. Viruses can eradicate themselves without vaccines. No, I might have misspoke on that one. I just meant to say that it died off because they do. I didn't vote for fat, racist, draft dodging billionaire, right? Like, I agree with that. No, we didn't vote for that. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Mega.
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
28.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
All right. And what specifically has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
I like his stance on China and imposing tariffs.
Okay.
I like the One Beautiful Bill,
Uh-huh.
or the One Big Beautiful Bill, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And so let me try something real quick, if you don't mind. Can you tell me who paid? So when the United States has a 25% tariff on China, who pays that tariff to the United States government?
I'm sorry, like,
When the
can you
United
repeat that?
States
Can
of
you repeat that question?
America, when the
Yeah.
United States of America has a 25% tariff on a country like China, who pays that 25% tariff to the United States government?
I think at first the consumers do, right? At first,
No, that's not the correct answer.
or the importer. I mean, not the person importing.
Yes, it is the United States importer.
Okay. Go on.
Cool. So when you're saying that Donald Trump is placing tariffs, right, on China, and we realize that the tariffs are being paid by United States importers, I am curious to know, like, how is that a good thing that the United States
Well,
of
I don't know.
American
I don't
importers are
approve.
paying for tariffs?
I don't approve of slave labor. Do you?
Sir, where are they getting paid
Well, I mean,
slave
in
wage?
China,
Yeah, where?
I mean,
Where
you know,
exactly? Where?
slave wages, like they
Where?
say, like,
Where?
um,
Where?
I mean, if we're talking about China, then
Where?
China.
Where in China?
Like specifically, like what city and all
Yeah,
that,
are
like the
you able to
factories
give
and all.
any
Are you
additional
like,
information?
I would say, you know, the heartland of China.
Where? Are you like are you capable of it? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but where?
No. You're totally valid for asking. To be honest, I'm not sure where.
Right. Yeah.
Because
So
I
while
know
I'm not
the
going to
yuan
deny
is
that there is a
the
potentiality that there is in fact places in China that are in fact paying some kind of slave labor, we don't have any proof of that. And even then, we actually do have a law in place, an actual policy in place that prevents the United States of American companies from purchasing anything that is from a factory or a company that engages in what you would consider slave labor wages. So that's actually a law within the United States of America.
So the laws within the United States of America affect the
Prevents
laws in
it.
China, you're saying?
No, I'm saying it prevents it.
And honestly, do you think that the CCP gives like cares about what U.S. laws, you know, what we pass over here, that they're gonna enforce it over there, or
No,
they're
no.
gonna even
What do
allow
you
us
not
to?
understand what I just said?
I mean,
I said that there is a law in the United States of America that prevents United States companies from purchasing items from any region of China that engages in slave labor.
What is that law called?
Offhand, I honestly don't know it, but I do know that it exists.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we actually have policies about that.
What exact policy? I'm waiting.
I literally already gave it, like, told you I didn't know it offhand. And I at least can
Oh.
admit that I don't know it offhand.
No,
Law.
fair. I also would like to say that I mean his tax cuts towards
There we
lowering tax
go.
cuts.
Section 307 of the Tariff Act of 1930.
Mhm.
And then we have the Trade Facilitation and Trade Enforcement Act of 2015 that cut off a loophole from Section 307 in the Tariff Act of 1930.
You don't think they could country hop though?
It's not
Like they
just
could
about
typically
China.
either just
What do you not understand?
I'm saying like you think they don't ship them to like other countries like Vietnam, Mexico, and then the assembly is made in there, but it says made in
Okay,
Mexico.
that's all you got. Got it. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I like, what are you not understanding? CG, thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. Thank you guys again for all of the jewels. Why is Trump so anti-India lately? Won't that hurt U.S. long-term strategic goals of containing China? Because his actions have damaged. Yes, they've damaged. I don't know why he's so anti-India. Well, actually, we do. Because the Prime Minister of India said that Donald Trump didn't end the war between Palestine and India, nor did he effectuate the peace deal that was signed. So that's why he's upsetty spaghetti. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
Good. My name's Anthony. I'm 41.
41. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. And what specifically has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
One, I guess I'll keep going on the energy thing.
I
I'll
asked
say,
you specifically.
No. This is different. This is different.
So I just want to
Nuclear
be
power.
clear. Oh, okay. Like, cool
Nuclear
beans.
power.
And so what?
Well, I know they're reopening 3 Mile Island, and he wants to generate more electricity. I know no matter what, no matter how low our gas prices are, the electricity is still through the roof for everyone. And that's because a lot of these nuclear plants have been shuttered over the years. I live in Illinois. We used to have 6. Now we have 4. California has closed down a bunch. Now they have rolling brownouts, especially when the summer comes.
Yeah, it's been around
So
for a
I
long
think
time.
having more nuclear power would be better because nothing comes close to generating electricity as nuclear.
Uh-huh. And where is the law that signs into place us reopening these or this becoming a viable option?
Well, I know that I don't know if it was a law or if it was an order that he put into place.
Oh,
But I know 3 Mile Island was not going to open up with anybody else in office.
okay. It's your opinion.
Well, just by Biden's Green New Deal, they were not doing that.
Oh, when was the Green New Deal signed into law?
It wasn't. That's what they were trying to push.
wasn't. No, they didn't. They talked so much about it that everybody thought it was A, signed into law, thought it was this thing that was going to last forever, and B, that they were continuing to fight for it when they weren't. It hadn't been reintroduced. They weren't pushing for it. They weren't talking to it. They weren't trying to take it to the congressional floor, and they weren't arguing about it. They do believe that we need to move to more different forms of energy instead of just coal and things like that. But again, the Green New Deal was never passed into law.
But every time they brought up nuclear power, they would bring up Chernobyl this and Chernobyl that.
Yeah, and what just
Chernobyl
happened
was
in
the
Ukraine?
80s, so that was a disaster, right?
And what just
we both
happened
can
in
agree on that.
Ukraine?
Right, and that was for subpar engineering on
No, it
their
wasn't.
fault.
It wasn't for subpar. It's literally because they came under attack. And one thing broke it. And so now it is an issue.
But then everybody was afraid to make them. And that's California. I mean, we know that they shut those down. And if they want their electric
Dude,
cars,
I'm
they're
not
going to need
against
something to power them.
nuclear energy, but I'm just saying an executive order does not make it law.
No, I'm not saying it's law, but nobody else has done it. Not any
Okay.
previous, not
Well, I
Bush
don't know
or
if you
Obama
realize
or
this, but anybody, like any president, can sign and write an executive order. Hell, the president could, we already know that he can effectuate something that's never going to be a thing, right? So, like, for example, Donald Trump, as president, decided to write an executive order declaring that English is our national language. Well, that is not law. And so it's not our national language, just simply because he wrote an executive order, which is not, again, executive orders are not recognized by private companies. So,
yes, but
like, he
at
could
the same
also write
time,
an executive order tomorrow declaring the sky to be orange. That doesn't make it true.
right? But 3 Mile Island is opening, so that is true. That is not false. That is happening because of him.
Okay.
So if we could get that going in more states than just 3 Mile Island, I think that will drive the electric prices down because nothing else has worked at all.
Mhm.
And I think all the states, I think California is the needs the most. They have, what, 50 million people there, and they want to shut them down. You're not going to power their electric cars, and they have a bunch of them out there with shutting down nuclear power plants and putting up windmills. It's not going to work. It's not sustainable.
I mean, I'm not necessarily agreeing with windmills. Solar, though, is more sustainable. It's way more sustainable in other countries, at least. Maybe not necessarily here.
But the nuclear power plants will keep generating that power.
And I just want to
They-
correct you that it's not open right now.
No. It's going to be open. It's not open this minute. They're opening it.
Yeah, early as 2028.
Right. It takes time. My
Yeah, it
ex-girlfriend
does.
worked at one. I know it takes time, but the same thing with, the drilling for oil. I think they should drill for more instead of canceling the leases.
Yeah, they
More,
haven't
it's gonna take
they
time.
haven't utilized the leases that have been issued by Donald Trump yet. No new rigs have opened.
Right. But they need to get going on it because the other ones were being canceled before. And if you cancel them, then there can't even be a rig set up to drill.
Oh no,
So
God forbid we don't cancel the Keystone XL pipeline permits that
no,
were
not
no
just the
longer useful.
not just the pipeline, not just the pipe. And to be honest, to transfer oil through a pipe instead of hauling it by trucks or trains or everything else, if they're trying to be globally conscious about the environment, I think a pipeline would be the best way to transport it, not hauling it around with different vehicles.
Hmm.
So I think pipelines running through the United States would be beneficial. It would cut down the carbon that everybody's worried about,
Yeah, sure.
because hauling it on semi-trucks or trains or everything else, I just think is inefficient.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, we can export it a lot easier. We can transport it through the United States a lot easier to ship it out, to sell and make money off said oil. Now, granted, the Supreme Court shut it down, can't do anything about it, then find another way to route the pipeline where it would work. Canada has a bunch. I'm sure we could figure out a different land to put that pipeline in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think energy is a big part. It'll help drive down costs.
Yeah, except
Especially
right now
electricity.
our inflation rate for energy is at 11% for our
Right.
gas. So not even just for, sorry, not for our petroleum that we put in our cars, but for other gas. Yeah, it's already that high. So
And electricity, especially in Illinois, has skyrocketed. And I know on the East Coast it has done the same too. But it's not going to help if we don't generate more. And nothing puts out anything close to one simple nuclear power plant. You can have coal and natural gas. One nuclear power plant can outdo all of those.
uh-huh.
So I think he's on the right path with trying to do that.
Sure. Other, again, nuclear has never been this scary thing that people have ran from.
Oh, it definitely was after the earthquake in Japan and it hit that nuclear power plant out there. And it got hit by the tsunami. Then everybody freaked out again about the nuclear power plants. So then it was off the table again. That was like 2011, I believe.
Okay, sure.
So I mean, to find different ways to provide the energy to lower costs down, I think they're thinking of different options that could be done.
Okay, again, like I'm
Different,
not arguing. I don't even know why you're still even going right now because I already said I'm not arguing against nuclear energy.
right, but a lot of the Democrats or the far left has.
And where are they in the room?
Well, California's a big state. I
Where
mean,
are
they're
they in the room? Are they in the room with you? Are they in the room with me? And did I miss them? I'm
no,
not
no, I'm not.
them.
I'm not.
Do you,
I'm not saying
so
that. I mean,
here, I'm going to
it's
point
good
this
that we
out for
agree.
you really quickly. What you just did was point out the fact that you are arguing with the boogeyman, right? You're
Well,
not, you
well,
are,
it's not the
sorry,
boogeyman.
my name is Ari. I already said that I am not against nuclear energy. And you literally just said, well, these other group of people are. And it's like, okay, I am not them.
Right. Well,
That's why I
that's
said I'm
why.
not
And that's
understanding why you're still going on this topic.
well, that's why I said that's one or two of the reasons that I like Trump is he was thinking outside of the box with that,
He
and
wasn't thinking outside the box. Again, this is nothing new.
it's nothing new to promote nuclear energy because it's been a while since I heard a president talk about it in a good way.
Gotcha. Hey man, just go stream into the void, I guess. I don't know.
I guess the second part would be Roe versus Wade.
Where's
And
the
you're not
uvula
gonna
on a woman's body?
you're gonna think my argument is gonna be. I don't think anybody really has heard my argument before. At least I've never heard it from anybody else.
Where's the
I think
uvula
Roe
on a
versus
woman's body?
I think Roe versus Wade
Oh, I would have a
should have
nervous laughter
not
too.
been passed to the states, but not for the reason you think. And
Uh-huh.
when they said that they were going to do exceptions for, or they wanted exceptions for rape and incest, and this is thinking from a guy's perspective, there's already false allegations of rape.
Less than 3%.
What do you think would happen if they only left the exceptions for rape and incest? Those would skyrocket just so abortions could happen.
Okay, sure, buddy. So where is a woman's uvula?
I don't need to talk about a woman's uvula.
Oh, so you don't know where it is?
I don't need to talk about that. I'm
Gotcha.
talking about Roe versus.
I don't need to know where it's at. Okay, honest to goodness, I would think at this point somebody would know where it is. For the number of times that I've asked men this question, you would think someone, or at least a group of them, would have gotten together, put it in their Google machine, speak it out into their talk to text so they didn't get it wrong, and figure out where it's at on a woman's body. Guys, I'm so unique. I came up with this great idea for why I think, like, so unique, for why I think that Roe v. Wade should not have been overturned. Okay.
You're awesome.
Let me run through these real quick. Guys, if you're new here and you haven't hit that follow button or that subscribe button, please go ahead and hit those buttons right now. I still don't like your language policy, and no, she doesn't love Satan, but Feisty is awesome. Thank you, Moderate Justice, and Hell Satan for the 666 in the chat. Both sides are asking you to move on to a new. I did. I'm sorry it took me a while, Mrs. Marie. You are primarily the reason why I cannot keep up with the regular chat when it's moving so fast. There was 2,000 people chatting during that phone call, in just one chat. Thank you guys so much for all of the jewels. There's a bunch of you. I'm sorry I can't click on every single one. Caller reminds me of my math teacher putting me to sleep. I know that, like, again, I don't understand why we're arguing with the wind, basically, with that last guy. Like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. And thank you, Until I Rest Forever. Thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Well, thank you for being here as well. And I hope you have a good night. Guys, I'll be back on live at my normal time tomorrow. I'm sorry I got on late because of technical difficulties. You guys have a great rest of your night. Don't do anything crazy. Have fun. Yada, 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 yada. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. See you there. Yo.